Victim of Sean Diddy Combs is asking a judge to release the music mogul from prison.
Just when it seemed like Diddy's case was locked in with no way out, the courtroom was rocked by a twist no one saw coming. One of the alleged victims, the same person whose accusations helped bring the case to this point, has now gone on record asking the judge to release him. This isn't just a small update. This is the kind of move that could completely change the trajectory of the case. After months of intense headlines, shocking testimonies, and public outrage, this sudden shift has everyone scrambling to understand why someone so central to the accusations would now want Diddy out. Was it a change of heart? Outside pressure? Or is there a deeper truth that hasn't been revealed yet? Let's get into it. No one expected the courtroom to take a turn like this. Just when the media was settling into the idea that Diddy's legal fate was all but sealed, a letter landed on the judge's desk that had everyone talking. It wasn't from his legal team, his family, or even a celebrity friend trying to sway the court. It came from Gina Hune, a woman who had previously been publicly linked to allegations against Diddy and whose name had been tied to some of the more damaging narratives surrounding him in recent years. In a shocking twist, Gina has now come forward urging the judge to show leniency, going as far as to ask for Diddy's release. This move has left both supporters and critics stunned.
Diddy's ex-girlfriend Gina Hune, which was victim number 3 in the federal indictment, who went MIA during the criminal case, just went to bat for Diddy. Because, right now they're really trying to get him out on bail. That's what they're fighting for. So she wrote a letter to the judge supporting Diddy, basically saying that she's known him for years, that she's mostly seen him as a father, a family man, a businessman, and not a criminal. Says their relationship had its ups and downs, but when Diddy made mistakes, he was willing to acknowledge them and make better decisions moving forward. And I find this interesting, Rosenberg, because this is the same one who was on Gossip Podcast talking about the abuse that she went through when she was seeing him.
For months, Gina's name was wrapped up in the story of alleged abuse, control, and manipulation. She was painted as someone who had experienced Diddy's darker side, someone whose voice had contributed to the mounting public and legal pressure against him. Now, in a sudden pivot, she's not only stepping away from that role, but actively advocating for him. In her letter, Gina reportedly emphasized that her request wasn't about denying her past feelings, but about her current belief that continued incarceration isn't the answer.
My name is Gina Hune, and I'm writing as the person identified as victim 3 in this case. I have known Sean Combs for many years, in both a personal and professional capacity. From that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were made, but he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person and to address the harm he had caused.
While she didn't go into full detail about why she feels that way, the tone made it clear she wanted the court to consider the man she says she knows now, rather than the figure described in headlines. This unexpected endorsement is shaking up the conversation surrounding the case. If someone previously positioned as part of the victim narrative is now siding with Diddy, what does that mean for public perception, for the prosecution, and most importantly, for the judge tasked with making a decision in a case already under intense scrutiny? Gina Hune's name first surfaced in the media years ago as part of Diddy's complicated and often chaotic personal history. For a long time, she was described in reports as victim 3 in certain legal documents, a woman who had allegedly experienced both the highs and lows of being in Diddy's inner circle. Back then, her public stance seemed clear. She was on the side of those speaking out, whether through subtle social media hints, public appearances, or the quiet confirmations that fueled tabloid stories. This is why her latest move is such a headspinner. Going from a perceived accuser to someone advocating for Diddy's freedom isn't a small shift. It's a complete narrative reversal.
Gina Hune sent a letter to the judge saying she believes Combs has been nonviolent for many years. She also believes doing so will help his children. She was supposed to be a key witness but was not called to testify. Combs remains behind bars as he awaits sentencing on October 3rd.
People who followed the case closely remember Gina's past Instagram posts that hinted at turmoil, her name being attached to whispers about controlling behavior, and even some alleged behind-the-scenes conflicts that painted her as another woman burned by the bad boy mogul's world. Now, she's rewriting her chapter in this story. By directly appealing to the judge, she's signaling that her current perspective is no longer in alignment with the portrait that's been painted of her. She's not just staying silent or removing herself from the conversation. She's actively speaking up in Diddy's defense. The reasons behind her shift remain a mystery. Some speculate it could be a reconciliation, not necessarily romantic but personal, between the two. Others think it's about clearing her own name and showing she's not out to destroy anyone's career. There's also the possibility that Gina feels the case has spiraled beyond the truth she once wanted to share, and that keeping Diddy locked up isn't the solution she envisions. What's undeniable is that her letter is now a part of the official court record. Gina Hune's move isn't just a personal statement, it's a potential shift in the optics of the case. For months, the media has presented a one-way flow of accusations, leaked information, and damaging testimony that painted Diddy into a corner. Now, her request gives his legal team something they've been missing, a voice from within the accuser's circle saying, essentially, "I don't believe he should still be behind bars." While it's unlikely that a single letter will magically erase the charges, it could be used strategically by his lawyers to argue that not all the narratives being presented are aligned with continued detention. Judges might not base their decisions solely on public appeals, but they can be influenced by the perception that circumstances are evolving or that the alleged harm isn't as clear-cut as it first appeared. Beyond the legal implications, this also feeds into the court of public opinion, which, like it or not, often shapes the atmosphere around high-profile trials. Public sympathy can shift. And that's it for today's update. With Gina Hune stepping in to call for Diddy's release, this case just took a turn nobody saw coming. Do you think this move will actually help Diddy's chances, or will it backfire in the public eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, because if this is the first twist, the next one could be even bigger.